a lovely day, and it's always a pleasure to have you join us on Prime Woman. My name is Elizabeth, and how are you? I'll let you answer that question while I continue to tell you that our women are continuously making changes, making great strides all over, especially our Nigerian women. And Prime Woman will continue to celebrate them because I know that our Nigerian women not only make difference, they are intentional with the difference they choose to make. What makes that difference? They decide it and they walk their talk. My guest today is one of such persons. And who is she? Take a look. Okay, if you're just joining us, you're right on time. You already took a peep on my guest profile of her personality. And of course, we know that you are a lawyer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. You look very radiant. When I saw you, I said, are we going for one of those beauty things? Did you ever contest?
Actually, no. However, in university, I actually did contest for something known as Miss Black and White for the Law Society in university.
Oh,
and
wow.
I actually won.
Nice! Yes, said it. You look good, and you're just seated up like a beauty queen.
Thank you
and
very much.
From that, you've continued to conquer, and you've continued to win. But I'm wondering, you know, lawyers are very dogged, and they say they're very learned. And you, since you left, you have continued to score. You have continued to, record. And I'm wondering, why did you choose law? Was somebody forcing you, or is it your own accord?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't forced at all. It was something I really always wanted to be. I'm the first child, and I believe so much in fairness. So that was what really prompted me to go into the legal profession. And by the time I left the law school, I practiced debate in Nigeria, went over to the UK, and qualified as a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales. I practiced there. I rose up to being a principal partner in a law firm called Charles Hill & Co. Solicitors in the UK before,
I was actually going to ask you about that because I know you still belong there and you're still practicing very much here. And I'm wondering, you know, a lot of times there's this disparity because of culture and because of environment. In the legal practitioner, is it that easy for a Nigerian to just move out from here and maybe go to England and practice?
Okay, the beauty of it is because Nigeria is a Commonwealth country. So our legal tradition is very close to other Commonwealth countries because we all have like the same colonizer, so to speak, the England.
Our grandparents.
Yes. So really most of us, our laws are very similar because we follow the British common law. So in the UK, if you've qualified in one of the Commonwealth countries, they have different criteria for you to then, kind of transfer your qualification to the UK. So instead of starting from scratch,
all over.
For Nigeria, you do what they call the Qualified Lawyers Transfer Test. That's if you've been called to the Nigerian bar already. So instead of like starting from scratch, maybe you take like 2 or 3 papers. Once you pass it, you are enrolled as a solicitor, and that is it. But then you know that Nigerians are very intelligent. So, I mean, when we come to the UK, it's easy for us.
Oh, that's nice. You just took it off my, chest. What I wanted to ask if it's that easy for a Nigerian to practice in UK, much as we belong to the Commonwealth, group. One will always know that the home is always home. When you're out there, is it that easy for you?
So there are different things that make it work for you. For me, I have a British passport, so it was already easy to work. Not necessarily as a lawyer, but just having the regular papers makes it easy for you to do anything. So because I was already a lawyer, a barrister in Nigeria, so I went over to UK and I decided to then qualify as a solicitor. I took this QLTT. That's the Qualified Lawyers Transfer Test, as I've told you. I took it, passed, and I was enrolled in 2009. And I started practicing there because I was living there at that time. So if you say culturally, because our laws are very similar, it's kind of easy. The first step is once you have the regular legal documentation for work, then every other thing kind of is a bit easier than if you don't have, and you have to first of all start trying to get your immigration right. So,
and it's even a bit harder now. Now, coming back home, you went through the Unity School, and a lot of people go through schools, they don't really go back, to give back to the school or the society. But I know that at the moment, you're vice president of the General Unity School Old Students Association. And on the Instagram, I think I saw a lot you were doing, especially for the girl child. I'm wondering, you're doing this beyond just being an alumni association. You're being personal with it. Was there anything you experienced that is touching your life? You want to ensure that other people don't experience. Where is this humanitarian you stemming from?
I would say basically it's from my upbringing, because I grew up seeing my parents, my dad and my mom, they were very involved in the societal meetings. They were always into giving back to the schools, to the hometown, to the states, in whatever form. So I grew up that way. And after attending Federal Government Girls College, Bakori, in Katsina State, after university, we were all still in touch and everything. And then by the time I came back to Nigeria, even while I was in the UK, I was in the UK chapter of my school, Old Students Association.
Oh, okay.
And when I came back to Nigeria, I actually went back to the school. And when we went back to Bakori, we saw that there was a lot that needed to be done. And apart from helping our fellow old students who might have difficulties, we were like, we need to go back to the school. We need to give back, because the federal government really spent a lot on us and gave us very quality education. That's federal government colleges. The education was top-notch, comparable with anyone anywhere in the world. And at that time, we also even had students from South Africa, Namibia, from all over the world. And of course, we had teachers from all over the world. So we want it to be such that people can experience what we experience. We've noticed that it's no longer really like that. So I take it very personal, because I keep saying I'm where I am because of that foundation. I'm detribalized. I dare say, I might say I'm an achiever. I know it's all from that foundation.
When you went to school, there was a lot of liberal nature, of people at the time. You were not in your environment, and you were able to speak. You speak Hausa?
Just a bit, but I do speak fluent Yoruba.
Okay, you speak fluent Yoruba. Oh, yeah. Wow. Eku something, right?
Ekurole.
Ekurole.
Right
Oh,
now.
how did I forget? Oh my God, I need to learn Yoruba. So you speak this language and you relate with the people. Now, Unity Schools, pretty much like the NYSC, was formed to ensure that we get to know ourselves, get detribalized, which you have achieved, and then, get to know people's culture. And at a point, as now, we're finding those things derailing. How do we, those of you who benefited from it, how do we bring back that unity of one Nigeria, especially in our children?
Yes, thank you for that. I would say Unity Schools, like you rightly said, is from a young age. 10, 11, you are all sent to different places, not your places of comfort, because more often than not, we were sent to places far from where we lived. And we met up with every other person.
You were not scared?
From different places. No, children, it's like an adventure anyway. So you meet other people and you grow up together, where, you're not even formed enough to start saying you are tribalistic. So you end up growing up detribalized. You don't care about anyone's religion. When it's Salah and people are celebrating, you join them. If you manage to be in school and there's a Christian celebration, everybody joins. It doesn't mean anything to us. I mean, we've grown up to take people for who they are. You are not, I cannot judge you based on your tribe or your religion. No, I ask, who are you as a person? So that is what Unity Schools have done for us. So at this time, where there's a lot of distrust amongst Nigerians, we are uniquely positioned, products of Unity School, that is, are uniquely positioned to teach Nigerians that we can all live together, we can all get along in harmony and with a lot of love for each other, not just coexisting and everybody's beefing, no.
That's the point. Coexisting and we're still beefing. We're just managing each other and giving those plastic smiles.
Diplomatic.
Now, I see you're very particular about women, and I much support you on that because I am too. Because at the end of the day, we are the custodian and the homekeeper, for both the home, the husbands, the fathers, and the children, all of them put together. So I noticed that in the past few years, you have been empowering women in business, letting them have capital.
Yeah.
That's really commendable. And I'm told by a little bird that you want to go into women in STEM.
Yes.
How do you want to structure that, and who can benefit from it?
So at the moment, for this year's International Women's Day, I decided as Vice President General of USOSA to look at young ladies in STEM. So STEM being science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We know that STEM is the way forward. Right now, we're in a very digital age, and we know that that is just what it is now. And women, traditionally, these areas have been really dominated by the men, even though we have some women in it. But we need to focus on the girl child to go into STEM and look at young women too who are trying to break through in there and find a way to support them. So as it is, from, I think, federal government girls college, New Busa, they had a competition earlier last year and worldwide, and they took, I'm not sure of the position, but they were in the first three. So these are the kind of things we want to, encourage. And I've spoken with the president of the Alumni Association that I will be giving an award to those girls. And also, we have programs that we're running now that we have encouraged members of our association to enroll in if any of their ladies are interested in. Last year alone, we did also send off some people to do some courses in data science. We asked, and some people said, okay, we want seed money. We want to do business. So if you want to do business, I give seed money. But we had some young girls who were like, we want to do, there's this course, online course for a month, and it's on data and everything. It teaches you quick computer skills that can get you immediate jobs. So we trained some girls in that, and they finished, and a lot of them are working right now.
That's beautiful, because a lot of times I know that some of these girls, when you give them this money, they really don't use it for what you design it for. So you have a way of, marking them up, following up and ensuring that your money is not used to buy skinny jeans.
So the one for the the courses, we registered them ourselves.
Oh, okay.
So we told them about the course, get in touch with the proprietor, and once you've signified your interest, we register you and pay by ourselves. So you're not going to get the money to go and pay. So you're not tempted to say, oh, I'm rather broke right now, but these funds are just coming to my pocket. Instead of going on the course, as you said, can I just go and buy skinny jeans?
Thank you. All right, so I also want to find out, because I know that you in the women in oil and gas, you have worked with some of those companies, and a lot of times we see that, just like you said, that environment is male dominated. It comes from the perception of people that it's not really a very friendly terrain with women, or for women. How are the women in it, coping, and is the number going up or still going down?
No, the numbers are actually going up. So in oil and gas, they're all different departments. There's, like someone like me now, I'm in the commercial department. So commercial also kind of relates with what I already am as a lawyer. So I draft a lot of agreements. However, there are a whole lot of women who are in exploration. So we have a lot of engineers, we have a lot of geologists who are women. Yes, if you take statistics, I think the men are still more. But the women are coming up. I mean, women are doing so much these days. And there's no limit to what you can do as a woman. As a woman, you can do everything and you can have it all. In NNPC itself, there are a lot of women in top management positions. Indeed, in all the oil and gas companies, in all the international oil companies, Oando, Shell, women are at the top. So those days when people said, what are women doing in oil and gas? Oh, it's too technical a field. No, but women are doing things.
And we're doing it well.
And we're doing it very well. And when it even comes to administration, we know. And it's not because I'm a woman.
It's a natural gift for the women. Now, talking about natural gift, I just brought you back home a little bit. And I'm wondering, who is barrister? I'm dropping the barrister. Who is Mommy Chinedu? Amure at home. How do you juggle all that you do? We've been talking here, you've mentioned UK, you've mentioned this, you've mentioned that. Do you still have time to take care of your home?
Yes, I do. But I want to say I'm lucky in the sense that right now, my children have flown the nest. I'm an empty nester, so my kids are grown.
Sorry.
So my kids are grown, but I still have nieces, I have nephews who are still very young. And I make up time for them. I make out time for my children. I mean, ultimately, to me, no matter what I want to achieve, I think that my own best role is that of being a mother.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So my family is what I do not joke with. Actually, it's secondary to everything I've achieved. But like I said, a woman can have it all. I say something, if you don't make effort with your kids, anyhow they turn out is, it shows the effort you made. If your kids don't turn out really well, more often than not, yes, sometimes there's an exception where you've tried your best and still it didn't work out. But more often than not, check yourself. You have dropped the ball somewhere.
Yeah, people often say that the okra cannot grow taller than the owner. But these days, I hear people say, okay, he's a grown person. You really can't talk to a grown person anyhow. Does it really work out? And maybe my myopic sense, it's not African. I don't know what your take is.
So I don't know if I should even say it's a Western thing, because even Westerners, as much as we think that they're not firm with their children, if you look properly, those that are firm with their children, the children turn out differently. They turn out differently, and they actually do. Those that are grounded, educated, they make effort with their kids because they know ultimately if your child turns out to be a truant, it's also on you. One way or the other, you are affected. So no matter how old a child is, you can never be older than your parents. So really and truly, I believe that it's the kind of relationship you've developed with your children right from when they were kids, when they were really young, that carries you through. So even when they are grown, even when they want to take serious decisions, they still find a way to ask you. I tell people, I say, I'm confident about my children. I say, why? Because what I've noticed is that so long as you've trained the child well, when you set them free, there's a limit to what they'll do, believe. It never feels, there's a limit. They might be feeling, oh, I'm free, I can do this, I can do that, but there's a limit because they know that there's someone they're answerable to. It's not as if you're going to do anything, but they don't even just want to displease you. So, and they already know the values you've instilled in them. So,
it's important. You lay your bed the way you want to lie on it, and same goes with your children. Now, let me move away from your children. I know you find time to visit them. Do you like to cook for your children?
I do. And these my kids, these same human beings who, when they were around, they would say, oh, Mom, why are we always making soup? Why are we always making...
Now they're asking for soup.
Now, when I arrived there, they're like, Mom, will you even just quickly do egusi and jollof rice?
You don't say.
And sometimes they call me and they're like, oh, today I feel like... I said, so you are missing Nigerian food. You who always say, oh, Mom, why are you always making soup? Can we not just have Chinese? As for now, I'm like, you've grown and you've seen now that Nigerian food is really nice.
It's not just that it's nice, it's the best.
It's the best.
You know,
healthy,
like I tell
everything,
if you want to watch weight, eat your swallow with your nice vegetable okra soup, whatever it is. It helps you, keep your weight, in order. Or you just lick the soup the way it is.
Exactly.
It's fun to know that you haven't lost the touch with motherhood. But then, before motherhood, before every other thing, there was a Chinedu. And then that self-love is important. And I'm wondering, how do you relax?
Okay, I'm an avid golfer. Even though it's
Oh,
not been too
wow.
long I started, but I love it.
You're addicted now.
Kind of, golfers are addicts. Golfers will meet people and start trying to get people to become golfers. They're like, have you started? If
Golf
you're like, no, I just
evangelist.
came to see some. Make sure very soon you join and all that. Yes, so I love golf because one, it relaxes me. You can get in the exercise in serene environments, and golf is life. Golf actually also can tell you the kind of person someone is with how they behave on the golf course. If you are
How?
temperamental, when you get it wrong, you will lose your temper so much. People will know you're temperamental. And if you cheat on the golf course, it will still show. Why? Because golf is self-scoring. You're the one to score, even though you're playing with people. So if you have 7 somewhere, and someone has seen you have 7, and you come and announce 5. So that said about golf, I also like listening to music. I love hanging out with my friends.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
And you have a
I'm
voice
such a
of a
people person.
musician. Somebody I would like to sing.
Oh, God. So, yes, I love traveling a lot, meeting people. I love going to places and as in watching people and their cultures. So, and well, as they say, travel broadens the mind.
You like to listen to music. What kind of music?
I'll just say, I love Afrobeats. Definitely.
Afrobeats.
I love Afrobeats.
You actually dance to it.
Yes, I love Afrobeats. I love soul. And Anita Baker fan.
You want to do any of our songs for us?
No, I don't want to try.
That's a good one. For the Afrobeats, what's your favorite?
I love Wizkid.
Oh, Wizkid. Okay. Which of his music do you like best?
I like a lot, but right now the one trending is Kese.
You even know the ones that are trending.
Yeah.
You must like him so much.
I do.
Now, Kese, if I play it, will you for
Yes,
me?
I can just move a bit.
Okay, so I'm going to play Kese
Okay.
and you move for me.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah?
Since a day, I'll be on my lane.
You're not joking with anybody. You actually learned even the steps and all of that. That's interesting. You try to keep yourself, happy.
I would say be yourself, know who you are. Yes, motherhood is, to me, is the ultimate for a woman who wants to have children. However, let us not get lost in that. Let's not lose who we are. So we also make our time for our own selves. Learn to relax, learn to exercise, just have your me time. Because it's only a healthy person, healthy in body and mind, that can actually take care of anyone else. So I'll just say, Nigerian women, please keep winning.
We'll keep winning.
Right now I want to make egusi soup, so I just come in. It doesn't take time at all. I already prep my beef, my stockfish, my cow leg, whatever I want to do. I prep it down. I blend the tomato, just a few balls of tomato, pepper. They love pepper a lot, so I put a sufficient pepper, palm oil, and let it fry for a bit. Make it hot. So the egusi is in the oil now. I have to fry it for like 2 minutes to dry it, and then I start putting the condiments. So I'm putting the mixture, pepper, tomato and crayfish blended. And I'll check to be sure that it's not too spicy. Gently mixing and making sure the paste is consistent. So you add as much as you want, depending on how you want the soup to be. Do you want it to be more of the vegetables than the egusi, or you want the egusi to be more than the veg, depending on exactly what you want to achieve.
It's been a wonderful time with our guest today, and I'm sure you had as much fun as I did, and you also learned as we moved on. Her name is Barrister Chinedu Amure. No need to introduce her because I'm sure you already caught the vibes. We continue to emulate, we continue to elevate, and we continue to bond for greater Nigerian women. The show is Prime Woman. I remain Elizabeth. Bye. Bye.